Hello, hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you and Tang for being here with me now. I hope you guys like that little mini intro. I need to give you guys at least a few minutes to get back here. And sorry, I know that this video I had originally posted it to go live Saturday night at 7 p.m. Then I redid it for Sunday at 4. Ended up having to move for today at 8. And obviously, it's now 8:30 or 8:40 5 8:50 that when I started I ended up on all three occasions being way too tired and having to do other things, so I wasn't able to do it. I'm just gonna get the music going here, guys. There we are. So at least have some background music going as we're talking. So as you guys saw by the title of this live, I hope everybody can hear me. I'm just gonna do a little mic check with myself on my cell phone. See if I can hear myself on. Okay, yeah, I know everything's good to go as far as my audio. And that's my little aside suggestion is to always try to have a cell phone with your live playing on a different channel. So if you have a second channel or another email, create a second account or something. And that way you can always give yourself some watch time and also verify for yourself whether everything's good to go with your live. So, anyways, I'm here with you guys this morning. It's going to be relatively quick. I am going to wait for Great Farmer Freelance to go live as well. He usually goes live at 9:30, 9:45 thereabouts. So I'm going to try to get my live done by then with a little to no run over his live. Um, but by all means, guys, if you have other lives or channels that you want to watch, don't feel bad for going to them and just come back to me on the replay. That's absolutely fine, guys. So, and anyways, today's show, like I was going to say, is about the movie Smile, which is a horror movie. So, if you're not big on horror movies, this is not the horror review for you, but hopefully, you guys do like horror movies and are going to be here. In Tang, I hope you're doing very well this morning. It is morning for me, but I assume that it is night for you. I assume that you're from the Philippines, but I'm not 100% sure. Do correct me if I'm wrong. And I hope one way or the other that you're having a good time. So I'm going to give you guys a quick synopsis of the movie Smile and then go into my personal thoughts and reviews of the movie. And obviously, guys, this is my personal opinion. So if you disagree with me, that's absolutely fine. You have the right to disagree with me and to say, hey, I hated the movie, I love the movie, or whatever the case might be. It is a movie review, guys, and not movie law. Like you have to believe or accept what I say, or else there's everybody has the right to enjoy a movie or not to enjoy a movie. So if you guys watched it and want to chime in, want to give your own a personal opinion on the movie, feel free to do so. But I do know some of my followers do not like horror movies, and that's absolutely fine. But this is a horror movie, guys. So if you don't like that kind of movie, this is not the movie for you. Anyways, so to get into the movie, it did just get released, and I did go watch it with, excuse me, with a friend of mine. It was her birthday recently, about mid September, so I belatedly offered the movie to her. So paid for movie and the popcorn and all that stuff as her belated birthday present and so forth. So went enjoyed we went and watched it in the VIP section, which although it can be very expensive, guys, when you go to the VIP section, I personally enjoy it. Not only because I've noticed that recently I've had, even sitting now in the chair that I have in my place, my lower back is hurting me a little bit. And having a good seat is really so much more appreciated. for me. So it's like just having a nice, comfortable seat makes a big difference, especially if you're sitting down for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And I think this movie's about an hour and a half, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. And then on top of that, having the people bring the food to you is also very enjoyable as well. So not having to worry about going here and going there and getting this, getting that, that was also a lot of fun. So I thought it was worth going to see the movie in the VIP, personally. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Um, so the movie, you follow the protagonist, uh, Dr. Rose Cotter. She's a psychiatrist, and her misadventures throughout the movie. So basically, the opening scene, you see her going through her rounds, and a patient that apparently she's seen a few times come in and go rambling and doing a whole going through a whole psychotic break and so forth, and her intervening with him and so forth. And then you see a new patient come in and explain, oh my God, I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things. I know I'm not crazy, but I know that's what it looks like and so forth. And of course, you see, Dr. Rose Carter, very, oh my God, what's going on? Hey, hey, Lashes Journey, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I hope you're doing well. I hope your husband is okay and your kids are doing fantastic. I hope everything is well. I'm not going to wish you Thanksgiving. I know in the US your Thanksgiving is in a month, but here in Canada it is Thanksgiving today. So happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadians. And I did learn through a video I was on yesterday, Great Farmer Freelances Live, that apparently 17 countries celebrate at some point Thanksgiving. I didn't know that. I'm definitely going to look into it and see just how true this is, because I was a surprise to me. I always thought of Thanksgiving as a typical, mostly American, but also celebrated here in Canada thing. So it's mostly a North American. So I always found it, a little bit, whoa, wait, 17, wait a minute. Okay, but anyways. Okay, great, Lashes, great. Good to that you're doing good. Excellent. So, all right, Lashes. So today, Lashes, I'm talking about the movie Smile, which is a horror movie. I'm just starting to get into the synopsis in the summer, and then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my opinion. And I believe Great Farmer Freelance is going to be going live at 9:30 this morning, I think, but I didn't verify. So hopefully I finish before he starts his live, but hopefully there won't be an overlap, or maybe just by a few minutes. So if at one point you want to go to his live, that's fine. Thank you, Lashes. And in advance, I'll wish you a happy Thanksgiving too. But of course, in a month from now, when your Thanksgiving occurs, I'll obviously wish you a genuine Thanksgiving. Because I know for me right now, Thanksgiving for you is not really, it's not happening. So, anyways, so the new patient comes into the hospital, excuse me, where Dr. Rose Carter practices and starts making these claims that she's hearing things, seeing things, in particular, this thing that is saying, oh, well, you're going to be unalive in so many days and so much time and so forth. Of course, Dr. Rose Carter is like, well, what's going on? And tried to figure it out and tried to calm her down and tell her, no, no, darling, don't worry. None of this is real. It's just in your mind. And of course, the girls insisted, no, no, this is genuine. It's truly happening. Right. And then at one point, the girl starts screaming, bloody M word. Right. There's certain words, guys, I have to, be mindful of what I say, because you guys know how YouTube is. Hey, hey, knowledge and relationship. Good morning. Yes, haven't seen you in a while too. And I kind of feel bad a little bit, but I know I keep wanting. I see your shorts, I see your lives, but I now work a new job where I'm up and at 'em at 7:30 in the morning. I'm working at my new job. That means me having to leave no later than 6:30 in the morning. So your late lives, unfortunately, are now a no-go for me. I unfortunately can't be there to support you as much as I would love to, but I'm glad to see you here today. And the reason why, oh, you're saying, well, it's Monday. Shouldn't you be at work? Well, it's Thanksgiving here in Canada, so it's a day off for us. So Glad to see you here, Knowledge and Relationships, and I hope you're doing very well. Thank you for sharing Lasha's journey. And please, guys, do like the video and share if you can, like Lasha's journey. Thank you, guys, for being here and spending even just a few minutes listening to me blabbering on about this movie. So, anyways, the young lady, the patient, who's named Laura simply, then unalives herself in a really crazy, unhinged way. I won't go into details because, again, like I was saying about certain words not being YouTube friendly, obviously I can't go into deep description as to how this girl unalives herself. But it's very traumatic and very not not so pretty. And of course, even though Dr. Rose is a psychiatrist and has, some training, obviously this is traumatizing to her. She, obviously calls for help and so forth. And then through the course of the movie, you see the consequences of this traumatic event. Thank you, knowledge and relationship. Yes, it is a even though yesterday the job that I quit, my boss and I are still in good terms, and that's what a little aside that I'm going to give you guys is when you do leave a job, try to leave on good terms as much as possible because in this case now this other job that I left called me, hey, can you come in, help us out, over the weekend, do 3 or 4 hours with us, and I did, so it's given me an opportunity to get a little extra dollars in my pocket and, not feel like, okay, I'm dependent on a job that I don't like. I don't want to be there anymore. And that's part of why I left the job because I felt like, okay, I'm not going anywhere. The money needs to be better. I need potential, better job titles or whatever, something, and it wasn't working out. So I, told the boss, hey, look, I've applied for other jobs. I need to leave. And that's what happened. So, anyways, that's my last aside, I hope, before I get sidetracked completely on this whole other stuff. I quit. You quit. I don't know. I don't know if you quit Lashes, but I definitely quit my other job. But no, I was talking about myself Lashes journey that I quit the job that called me in to say hey, and I've been over the past 2 3 weeks, going back there, doing 2 3 hours here, 2 3 hours there, to help them out, which is fine for me. I don't mind. Anyways, getting back on track on things. So obviously, Dr. Rose is, very traumatized about this, very hard to deal with, suicide essentially. And you find out through the course of the movie that Rose's mother also unalived herself. And that was obviously very traumatic since it was done, unfortunately, while she was a kid. And you find out that the mother at one point awoken and was like, going to Rose, please help me, call the police, something, and she didn't. So you kind of feel that maybe Rose felt guilty for not intervening and helping her mother. Now, in the course of the movie, some of the things Laura, the victim, right, the one that unalived herself. Hello, amazing MNG. Thank you for being here and spending some time with me. I did see some of your recent videos, Amazing MNG, including the live that you had showing the soccer game. Really good. I hope the team you were going for won, and I, hope to catch more of your lives, Amazing MNG. Continue the good work, guys, including you, Knowledge and Relationship and Lashes Journey. I know everybody here are content creators, and we're out here doing the hustle, both on YouTube and in real life. So keep on it, guys. I know I took a break as well. The new job has got me really going hard and working hard out in the real world. So that's why I had to take a little break and get back into it slowly but surely. Anyways, back to the synopsis of the movie. So Laura, in her description, was saying, well, this voice of this thing takes form of people that I know, people that might have passed away. And I know, look, it's not possible that I'm seeing this person. And then they'll give a creepy, creepy smile that just, I know it's not a good smile, right? And then Dr. Rose now is starting to see that as well. Now, she's starting to think, oh my God, whatever Laura went through, I might be going through as well. Now, the other thing that Dr. Rose is connecting is the fact that Laura, the patient that unalived herself, also saw somebody unalive themselves in front of her face, right? Her professor unalived himself in a crazy way. So Dr. Rose eventually goes to a friend of hers that you understand throughout the movie that is a police officer, but that Rose and this police officer Joel had a relationship of some kind, and that Rose broke it off for whatever reason. They don't really go into detail, but you can tell that there's some tension between that. Now Rose is dating a man, but actually their fiancés are going to get married. The actor is the one that plays the the movie, not the movie, but the TV show The Boys. So it was kind of weird to see him not in that blue spandex uniform or outfit that he wears in The Boys. But anyways, that's a little tangent, a little aside. But the police officer, she goes to Joel and says, "Look, I, I'm, I have this question. I need you, Joel, the police officer, to look into this because it's really creepy here." So you find out that the professor who unalived himself in front of his student also witnessed somebody else unalive themselves in a really crazy way. That person also saw somebody who unalived. So he's like, "Oh my God, Rose, what's going on? What's all this creepy stuff?" She walks out. Now, Joel, in his, because he's a police officer, he's a detective, I believe, in the movie. He continues with the research, calls her back and says, like, "Oh my God, this is 20 people deep. 20 people have seen somebody unalive themselves and did so, except for one. So 19 people saw somebody unalive themselves and did so in front of somebody else, except for one person. This one person um, canceled. Let's put it that way. The M word is going to be canceled, right? So hopefully you guys understand how it is. Thank you, knowledge and relationship. But yeah, hopefully work. I'm still in the baby step. It's been 2 months since I've been at this job, so I'm still the baby steps of this new job. But hopefully, it will be bigger and better than any other job that I've had. Hopefully. Anyway, so Joel continues his research into all these things and calls her back and says, "Oh my God, there's these 20 people, blah blah blah, except for the one." So of course Laura's like, "Look, I have to see this one person, right? What's the difference between this one person and everybody else?" That's when she speaks with him, and the guy admits, "Well, yes, I saw the creepy thing. Yes, I saw the people with the weird smiles and all of that stuff." And he's like, "I made the connection that the only way I was not going to end up victim, that I was not going to end up unaliving myself, was to cancel somebody else." So because she went under the pretext of, "Oh, it's a patient of mine that saw it." So he's like, "Well, if your patient does not want to unalive herself, well, your patient's going to have to unalive somebody else." That's when she screams out, "I'm not going to do this to myself." And he realizes that, oh, it's not a patient, it's Rose that saw. And he, of course, starts screaming, "Get away from me, get away from me," because he does not want, under any circumstance, to be in a position where he unalives himself, right? Because he understands that you not only fall victim to something, but then you're cursing somebody else in turn as well. So, of course, this scares Dr. Rose a lot, to know that if she wants this curse to be removed from her, she's going to have to pass it on to somebody else by um, unaliving somebody else, right? She's going to have to. So you see her try that, and it turns out to be a dream created by the monster, because you do find out through out the movie that it's not just some vague thing. It is a demon that has cursed Rose and the people before her, and that she basically, like I said, in order to get rid of this demon, she has to unalive people. Now, by the end of the movie, she unfortunately, hey, uncomfortable truth, Bernard, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here and listening to my movie review of the movie Smile. Right now, I'm just finishing the synopsis, so you haven't missed a whole lot. It is, Bernard, a horror movie, so if you're not really liking horror movies, this might not be the movie review for you, but it is what it is. So by the end of the movie, she's struggling very hard to figure out what to do. Does she confront this demon? Does she unalive somebody? Uh, what to do, what to do, right? Now, she in her mind thinks, oh, I have a way out. This demon only works. It only works if there is a witness to my unaliving, right? If there's nobody around, it has no power. It has nobody to curse. So she goes to her house, her mother's house to be, exact, where her mother had unalived herself, because it's in a place that's isolated, nobody's around, and she thinks to herself, "Oh, great, fantastic! I'm going to unalive myself." Now, at this point, there's a bolo, a be on the lookout. So that's what bolo stands for, out for her, because her coworker saw her with a knife, sees that she's very distraught, and thought, "Oh my God, Rose might be doing something to herself," which ends up being true. Um, so of course, her ex-boyfriend or fiance or husband, we don't know, also because he's a police officer, finds out, hey, there's a bolo, and assumes that, okay, she's most likely going to. So of course, her desire to unalive herself in isolation basically does not work out, and she ends up unaliving herself in a very dramatic way, because she gets possessed by the demon, and in front of her ex-boyfriend, I am going to say. But again, in the movie, it's not really clear as to what the relationship is. And of course, now Joel is cursed with this demon, and will eventually unalive himself. So that's a basic synopsis, and I know I didn't go into all the details of the movie. The whole point of my movie review isn't to do a play by play, synopsis of the movie. Um, my overall review of this movie is, uh, it was okay but disappointing, and I'm gonna obviously go into why I was disappointed with this movie. Um, no worries. Thank you, Bernard, for your support. Thank you for being here. And thank you again, guys, everybody, for being here. I know horror movies are not for everybody. I know it's 9:15 on a Monday morning, and you might not want to hear a horror movie review at this time. So thank you guys for being here and showing me your love and continued support. Thank you, guys. So, one of the criticisms that I had about this movie is the protagonist herself. So, Dr. Rose Cotter, right? Um, I felt that she was frustratingly stupid. You know what I mean? You have you ever met those people that are just like, they're not supposed to be stupid, but they're stupid, and it's like you just want to Homer Simpson strangle them. Like, why are you making these stupid, 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 stupid decisions? And it just kind of felt, at every turn point, it felt like she was making stupid decisions. Now, at one point, like, okay, you can understand, like, I was almost want to yell at the screen, just tell somebody, because I get it. She's a psychiatrist. She works with psychiatrists. She's in that field. And if you're telling people, hey, by the way, I see things and I hear things, of course, people in that field are going to say, well, like she did with, her patient Laura, oh, well, you're delusional. You're going through a psychotic break, or what you've been through with your mother is, resurfacing because of what you went through with your patient Laura, right? Um, but at the very least, and thankfully she did at the end of the day unintentionally, uh, she did unintentionally tell Joel when she went to him and said, hey, look, can you look into this? Can you see who, who it was that did this? And can you show me more details? Because obviously, the police can, go into greater details when somebody unalives themselves. They have a whole, they have the doctor's report, the coroner's report, all that stuff, right? He makes the connection that, oh, this might be very serious, and that her patient was the one that saw the doctor, sorry, not the doctor, the professor unalive himself. So he made the connection that she might actually be going through something like this herself as well, right? And wanting to intervene, right? So that's what I to me it was so frustratingly stupid about her is, okay, I can get you not telling the doctors, your colleagues, about what you're going through because they won't believe what you're going to tell them, but you have this person that has evidence that there's a pattern here of something happening, even if you might not believe that it's the occult or demonic or horrible or like satanic or something, but at the very least the police has like tangible proof that there's something here that's going on that's above and beyond what you as an individual are going. And even when she presents that proof, because now when she goes to her family or her own psychiatrist or her fiance about it, she's just yelling at her, oh my God, I'm going through all this stuff. Instead of saying, look, let me bring Joel in here, who's going to calmly explain what I'm going through. I'm going through something here that I can't explain, that I can't, use my doctorly knowledge, right? My knowledge as a psychiatrist to explain. I can't explain it through that means. I don't know what this is, but I know that it's something above and beyond me. There's 20 other people who have gone through this. I've spoken to the one person who survived, and only because he had to unalive somebody else, right? So she's just yelling at people, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And of course, these people are not going to believe her. Of course, they're going to be like, oh my God, my fiance, my sister, my daughter, whatever, is going through a psychotic break, because she saw this very traumatic event. So, to me, I found that I just found her frustratingly stupid for that. Now, the other thing, I don't know how to feel about this particular element because now, at one point, at the near the this is the near the beginning of the movie, right? So just after she saw Laura unalive herself, that weekend is her nephew's birthday, right? Now her cat goes missing. So what happened to the cat? What happened? What happened? She doesn't know. She misses the cat. Blah 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 blah. Right? And she goes to her nephew's birthday, and presents a birthday present to her nephew. Well, turns out it's the dead cat, unfortunately. And of course, everybody's looking at her like, why did you just give your nephew a passed away cat, right? That's not exactly a birthday present for a boy, right? Or even a girl, or nobody wants a passed away cat for a present, right? So of course this traumatizes the little boy, and of course his sister's like, because it's her sister's son, so of course this causes a great tension with the two sisters. So when the Rose goes back and says, "Oh my God, I'm going through this demonic possession, and this is why what happened, and blah blah blah." the sister is, of course, like not believing. But now, Rose, when she's leaving the car, you see the little boy shocked and crying while looking at his aunt. Now, is he shocked and crying because he sees his aunt going crazy, or because he sees the monster, right? Because don't forget, the demon can pretend to be other things, right? So I don't know how to feel about that particular scene. Is hello, hello, blind guy, his wife, their life. Happy Monday to you. I am talking about a horror movie, Laquita. So I know you're not a big fan of horror movies. So hopefully, I'm not going to show anything. Don't worry, but it is a horror movie, and I know you're not a big fan. So just be mindful, but don't worry, I'm not going to show anything gruesome about it. It is spooky month. It is October, so I feel a little bit more comfortable about talking about more horror movies, but I am talking about a horror movie. And I did see your message. Don't worry, I haven't gone live or posted videos in a while. That's also why you haven't gotten a lot of notifications for me. So anyways, I'm glad you're here, Laquita. Happy Monday morning for you, and I hope her husband is doing well. I hope the daughters are doing well as well. So this scene was a bit, and like I said, I'm not too sure about how I feel about this scene, because you see the boy is upset, you see him crying, you see that he's horrified, but you're not really sure why. Right? Is he upset because he's seeing his aunt freaking out, or is he seeing what she sees? Right? So it's kind of hard for me to take, and like I'm kind of half tempted. I don't even know if the movie's still in theaters. I'm half tempted to go back and rewatch the movie either in the cinema, or maybe rent the movie on online, just to see, because he wears glasses, just to see if in the glasses you see something. You know what I mean? To see if, like, to get like some kind of a hint. So I'm, like I said, this one particular scene, I'm not too sure how to handle that run right now. The other thing that, and because now at the end of the movie, you know that Joel is cursed with this demon, this whatever. My connection that I made was with the movie Truth or Dare, because I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but in the movie Truth or Dare, you have these teens that also get cursed by a demon and who has a creepy smile. So my mind went there at the end. I'm like, where did I see a demon smile? Demon smile. Oh yeah, and like a few hours later, oh my god, Truth or Dare also had a demon that had you do crazy things, and you ended up, in many cases, passing away after a game of Truth or Dare, and the demon had a crazy smile, right? So I'm thinking maybe in the sequel there'll be a tie-in to the two movies, right? That there's that kind of connection, right? Now the movie can also be connected with movies like Zhuang, or what was it called in English? The Grudge. Okay, because it's, you pass in this movie, you pass away after so many days, right? And there's a curse to lift by passing it on to somebody else, right? So that's another thing that I don't know how to feel about this, where to some degree I like the fact that you can make connections with other movies, but it also feels like at times it plays, it's a ripoff almost. Like it's just revamping other movies in a different way, right? Yeah, you like Halloween and not the horror. Yeah, like we, I have to admit, I like Halloween a lot because it's like free candy. Ooh, okay. Where do I go for the free candy? Let's. Oh, but I can't go for the free candy past the age of 12. Come on, let me have free candy. Come on, just one at least, something. But anyways, hopefully you're not going to be too horrified, Laquita, by my movie review today. Hopefully. But anyways, but yeah. So I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing. and when horror movie does make these kinds of connections with other horror movies, right? I think sometimes having what's called an homage to another movie or several other movies, um, it can be a good thing. I mean, when you're, when you refer to every once in a while to another movie, that's fine. But it felt with this movie that they were doing it, every single beat was not their own, right? They weren't making their own movie. They were just retelling other movies, right? It wasn't their own, right? It wasn't their own thing, right? It feels like a lot of horror movies, you have the cat coming out of, of somewhere, of a closet or something, and gives you a jump scare. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't feel unique anymore. It doesn't feel like this is that movie, right? Where, Jason, we know, okay, that's one, that's that movie, right? There's certain movies that they make they make, even though they're reusing it, they're reusing their own thing, right? They're doing this is our thing, we're doing it, it's us, it's their name brand, right? With this movie, it felt that they were just using other people's name brands. They were just using something that was somebody else's, excuse me, somebody came up with something else and they're just reusing somebody else's brand. Yes, free is good. I agree with you, Liquid, on that. Free is always good. It's a price I can live with. Yes. I'd like that price. It's a price I can afford at any time, no matter what. But yes. Yeah, and that's true. Yeah, no, the you get more candies because you have a really good costume. And I have to say, I've seen quite a few people, and that's what I love about YouTube, is people will share the costumes that either they make themselves or the costumes that they've seen, and be like, and some people really are so talented in making costumes. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you look at a movie, or and say, I can do that, and you actually make that costume in real life? And I love Halloween for that, that you can just go and be as creative as you want to, and just go all out, and like you have lights and working moving parts, and it's absolutely wonderful. I love Halloween for that, that you can just make a costume and get candy for it. Like, hey, who doesn't want to play dress up and get candy for it? Like, come on, this works out so well for me. But anyways, it's nice to have Halloween and to see. No candy for you, Lashes. What? Come on. We got to get some candy for you, Lashes. But no, we do have to worry about our waistline. Too much candy is not a good thing. Not a good thing for our waistline. Mine's getting a little bit plumper than I would like it to be. So I do have to be mindful this Halloween about how much candy I eat. I do have to give away more than I take. Let's put it let's put it that way. You've never been to Halloween? Lashes Journey, how dare you? We're gonna have to change it. This Halloween, you're gonna do a video of you taking your son around for Halloween. That's what I challenge you to that. It's an official challenge, Lashes. An official She Stole My Thunder challenge. You are going to be, no, not Christmas. You have to do Halloween this year. You're taking your kids out to Halloween. So an official there. No, you do it, you don't do it. It's absolutely fine, Lashes Journey. I know Halloween is not for everybody, but I like Halloween. I'll put it out there. I love Halloween. I enjoy it. I've definitely been more of a Halloween girl than Christmas. But Christmas is nice too. It has its qualities. Let's put it out there. But anyways, so that's another criticism that I had about that movie, that it doesn't feel like it's its own movie, that it's really just borrowing from other movies. Um Now what I did like about this movie is that it went into that whole idea that watching somebody pass away is traumatic, right? It's not heroic, it's not wonderful experience, right? It causes trauma to you, right? It's not a fun experience, right? It lives with you for the rest of your life. And now, whether you believe demons are real or not, that's your own personal belief. I'm not out here to say it's true or not, but I like the idea that that death, that it has such a hold on you that it can open up your soul to a negative world that is demons, right? That for a demon it can be an opportunity to come into your life and overtake you, right? And cause you even further trauma, right? And that it can lash onto you and cause you to cause trauma to somebody else, right? And that's part of the whole, the demon curses one person to another, right? Through that grief, through that sadness, that is watching somebody pass away in a horrible, horrific way. And the demon utilizes that to its advantage, right? Because it knows that trauma, it creates monsters essentially, right? It creates monsters, right? So and that's, the twist too, that one of the guys that survived said, look, if you want to survive, it is so twisted that way, that if you want to survive you have to cause trauma to somebody else, right? And that's why Rose has such, uh, as a psychiatrist and as the kind of person she is, has such a difficulty with that. Like, why would anybody want to save themselves at the cost of traumatizing somebody else, right? um so it's like, you understand that conflict, even though sometimes it causes her to make stupid decisions. Like, you understand that she does not want to put that burden onto somebody else as well, right? So that's kind of what I like about that movie, that like she realizes that death is not a fun experience, that it's not something to rejoice, especially if it's in such a horrific manner, right? Now, I do see that Great Farmer Freelance is live right now. He just started 2 minutes ago. So, for those of you who want to go see his live, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to do one little thing here. So, for those of you who want to go see his live, I will uh, link now. Yeah, Bernard, there's some neighborhoods where the candy, they don't joke around with the candy they give away. You know, it's crazy, some of the, you know, and that the first time I saw those, like, quote unquote snack size candies, I was like, what the hell is this joke? If you're gonna buy me candy, buy the full size. But anyways, no sugar. Come on, Bernard. It has to be extra sugar. But no, I get it. Sugar and kids are not always the best combination. But anyways, for those of you, I'm also typing this out, who want to see Great Farmer Freelance uh, live, please, no, I have to spell things properly. Live. Sorry, my typing fingers do not want to type properly. Uh, please feel free to do so. So if you guys want to see Great Farmer Freelance in his live, he's live now. He's been live for the past 2-3 minutes. So that's the link to his live. So if you guys want to go see him, feel free to do so. But I will finish up my live in a few minutes and join you guys at his live. So that's the other thing that I like about that movie is that um, that demon can be like, death is not, like a fun thing, and that it can cause you like real trauma. It can cause you real like disaster in your life and have a ripple effect, not only for you but for other people, because you see Rose's life just degrade since that event, right? Since she saw Laura take on her life, within like a few days her life is basically destroyed essentially, Right now, what else did I like about it? Okay, no problem, Lashes Journey. I'll see you there in a few minutes. And like I said, guys, if you at any point want to go to Great Farmers Freelance Live, feel free to do so. I will be shutting my live in a couple of minutes. And if you guys want to watch the end of my live in a second on replay, that's fine. Great, Lashes, not a problem. I'll see you there in a few minutes. So, um, now, what I did like, and this is going to be my last point as well, is the special effects. Now, um, while you're on, okay, no problem, Lashes Journey. I know sometimes too, I'll do that where I have two or three lives going and I, focus on one, but have at least two other lives playing in the background. But thank you, Lashes. But anyways, what I like about this, uh, the special effects in this movie, and it was well done. But thank you, Lashes. But I'm kind of hesitant at it because although at first I like the fact that you didn't see the monster, you didn't see the demon because uh walking what Laquita, you're always multitasking. Always. You and Lashes are truly mothers. Always multitasking no matter what. Like the kids need their food, but you need to do other stuff. Uh, no, I don't Lashes. As much as, especially when it comes to my movie reviews, I'm not always sure who watches my movies, the same movies that I do, so I don't drop the links. But I am tempted to go back to that. But for key videos, right, where it's a video maybe I know everybody participated in some way, right? But thank you. You see, mothers are always, you guys are always multitasking, watching me and another video and taking care of the kids. I don't know how you parents do it. I really don't, but you guys have all of my, because fathers do it as well, where fathers are multitasking as well. And you kind of have to when you're a parent, you have to multitask, you know. I don't know if I could do that anymore. But anyways, so I like how the effects were done. It was great, but I'm not sure if showing me the demon was such a great idea because at some point in the movie, I'm like, is this real or not? Does a demon exist or is it all in her mind? Is she having a psychotic break? Is this movie about grief? Because I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Babadook, okay? But The Babadook has that same kind of uh, idea where the main character is suffering the grief of the loss of her husband and how this impacts her and her son, right? But throughout the movie, it could be argued that the Babadook doesn't exist, that it's all in her mind, that it's just a movie about grief, right? That the Babadook is a symbolic, or it could be a real thing. It could be a real demon, right? So I think they should have played their hand more into that, right? Of, is this real or not? Is this demon a true thing, or if it's just the character's grief? Is it just her ideology of, ideation of what's it called, of suicide and so forth, right? That it's all in her mind, right? Yeah, I hear you, Bernard. Sometimes we have to, be mindful of what we eat and make sure that we're not taking in too much of that chocolate. Because yes, sugar chocolate is definitely addictive, and there's scientific fact to prove it that sugar can have the same effects as certain drugs. I'm not going to say that. I do have to be careful of the words that I use on YouTube because YouTube, with some words, is not so friendly with it. But anyways, but yeah, I get it. You definitely have to be careful, Bernard, of what you eat and making sure to get rid of all those bad stuff that we take in sometimes, both physically and emotionally as well. And that ties in very well with the movie because obviously, like I said before, this movie plays into what would you do in this situation, right? You're being cursed by this demon. Would you pass it on to somebody, or would you try your best not to, right? Would you curse or would you keep it to yourself, right? Would you talk to people about, hey, I'm being followed by this demon? What about, how's your day? How would you handle that, right? So it's, and it kind of feels like, as much as this, this is a horror movie, so I don't expect it to have deep philosophical questions, but it felt like it could have gone further with that idea of what do you do in this kind of circumstance. It just felt like the character was just screaming and getting scared a lot, but not really delve it into the mythos of things. Anyways, that's about as much as I want to say on the movie. Like I said, overall the movie was okay. If you like horror movies, I think it's worth seeing once, you know. Just once. At least see it. If you, like I said, if you're into horror movies, I get horror movies are not for everybody. I know, Liquida, you said you don't really like them too much. Well, that's fine. I love horror movies personally. So for me, it was right up my alley to go see this movie. I definitely liked it. It was nice to have that. Okay, let's go out, disconnect from the world. Let's, not deal with the realities of COVID. Is it real or not? Vaccines and all that, all that stuff. Just let's go see a movie, right? Let's just get out there and spend some time with my friend. We did go for a beer afterwards, so it was nice to to see her. We hadn't seen each other face to face in some time, so it was just a nice excuse to go spend 3-4 hours with a friend. We did see a photo exhibit afterwards as well, so that was fun too, and I will be um, talking about that as well. Yeah, sugar. Yeah, no, sugar affects your brain, and we don't realize that sugar is almost like a drug. It has the same kind of impact as a certain kind of drug. I'm not gonna say the word because, like I said, but you guys can look into it. It's not. You definitely have to be mindful of the sugar consumption that you put into your body. Definitely have to be mindful. But anyways, on that note, guys, I'm going to step away and go to Great Farmer Freelances live. So I'm going to be there now. I'm going to drop the link again. So if you guys want to join me at his live, I'll see you guys there in a minute. If not, if I don't see you there, that's absolutely fine, guys. You don't have to go to the lives that I go to. I hope you do. But if not, I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I hope your day, your week, your month is as wonderful as you guys are. Thank you, Laquita. I respect your honesty. I always love when people are direct and honest and can say, hey, look, I don't like what you like, and that's absolutely fine. You have the right not to like horror movies, but I love you for your honesty and your directness and always being here regardless, and always supporting me through thick and thin, even if we might not like the same kind of movies. That's absolutely fine. I love you. You're great. You're awesome. Just like everybody else for being here. So I hope to see you guys at Great Farmer Freelance. I'm going to drop his link one more last time, and then I'm going to call it a morning. And I hope to see you guys again. And if not, have a great day. Have a great week, sorry. So the link again. Oops, I have to spell things properly. My brain does not always want to cooperate. So that's for Great Farmer Freelance for those of you who want to join me there. If not, like I said, have a great day, have a great week. I hope everything is as wonderful as you guys. So that will be it for today. So have a good one, guys. See you guys in a couple of minutes at Great Farmer Freelances Live. Bye, everybody. Ciao. Au revoir.
You